First on Connecticut's news station, students at Yale University speaking out in protest when it comes to the Israel-Hamas war. What community members are saying about the demonstrations this morning.
Also ahead for your protests continuing across colleges in New York City. Campuses there, officers making several arrests. We'll have an update this morning.
And what police believe happened to two of the victims of a house fire in Wallingford. We're going to have new details for you ahead.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
6 o'clock. Good morning. Thanks so much for being with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus America Areas.
I'm Keith McGilvery. Grateful you're with us as we kick off a brand new hour. We're doing it with a look at weather and traffic. Meteorologist Matt Scott standing by with the first check of our forecast. Hello, my friend.
Good morning. Nice.
Hello.
Little curtsy. I don't know where that came from. Just like, saluting you.
We could get accustomed to that.
Good morning.
Queen of the morning show. A little bit. Good morning. Listen, carbon copy. What we saw yesterday, pretty much again today. We have a cool start out there with temperatures for many of you again under freezing. Frost advisory for parts of the state for another hour. But another nice finish on tap. Rain coming in the forecast tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up. Satellite radar picture quiet, no cloud blanket, no temperatures, although the winds are going to start to switch a little bit. They'll become a little more southerly later on. Temperatures under freezing, a few of you, 29 in Willimantic, 31 in Putnam and Torrington. That's about it. Well, right on the freezing mark in Danbury right now at 32. We have the mid-30s from Hartford to New Haven. Again, on the way up to mild temperatures, should be at 62, 63, 64. That's exactly where we'll be as the high schoolers get off the bus later on after school activities. We'll be just fine. We'll talk about that rain coming up, see how long that lasts. Right now, let's get a look at traffic. Symphony, here, wait a second. I gave one to Eric. I got it. Good morning to you.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's get you up to speed with what's happening outside in the 6 o'clock hour as we check out some construction areas where the work is starting to clear up as we start this Tuesday morning. Starting off in Southington along 84 East, things moving just fine out there between exits 26 and 30. Also in the New Haven area on 91 North, that is, between exits 2 and 8. Things looking good as we take a live look out in New Haven this morning. The traffic volume starting to pick up out there, but we are accident free so far, which we hope to keep that going throughout the morning. Quick look at our Hartford drive times. No delays reported on 91 or 84. We've got your next update coming up at 6:30.
Thank you, Symphony, for that. 6:03 now, and this morning, some Yale students waking up on the university library lawn after another night of protests, how their university is spending its money.
Yeah, recent information shows Yale invests in weapons manufacturing companies. Students say they want no part in potentially helping aid in the war in Gaza.
Police arresting dozens of students yesterday. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin live at Yale now. And Brooke, yesterday it was quite a scene out there. How are things this morning?
Yeah, yesterday was a much different situation from what we're seeing now. As you can see, there's only a few people. I think there's more left behind belongings and just stuff here on the lawn than there actually are people. There's a few. We've seen some of them roaming around with already this morning, but much different from that very incredibly chaotic scene that we were seeing almost around this time yesterday. Now, these students have actually been out here peacefully protesting since Friday. The crowds grew Sunday night into Monday morning, and that's when the university decided on legal action of arresting many of those students. These students saying all they want is for the school to separate themselves from any financial ties to weapons manufacturers. Yesterday morning, around 60 people were arrested for trespassing while they were protesting out on the lawn. Police say 45 of them were students. They were taken away in vans to be charged with misdemeanor criminal trespassing. They were later released and sent back to the school to receive possible disciplinary action there as well. The Yale president says in a statement the university became aware of some harmful acts and threatening language being used against people near the sites. This involved both students and non-students. We will not tolerate such behavior nor any open violation of Yale policies that interrupts academic and campus operations. decorations. Now, eventually that group of around 200 protesters that were left and not arrested got up and moved to the intersection of Grove and Prospect, blocking the road with a sit-in for about 8 hours. Then around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they moved here to the Bass Library lawn to set up camp for the night. Meanwhile, around 60 Yale professors have signed a petition asking for a peaceful resolution to this protest. They say the campus has turned into a scary place for the Jewish students and faculty. They want to make sure people of every belief system feels welcome here. The letter states, without a cause of action, the conditions will deteriorate and violence against Jews will worsen. Now, there's no word exactly how long this is going to last. Again, it's been happening since Friday. Various amounts of people have come in and out of these protests. We're going to keep an eye on it this morning. Yesterday at about 6:30 is when the police officers woke up those students and started making those arrests. We'll keep an eye on it over the next couple of hours. Live in New Haven, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Brooke, thanks so much for monitoring the situation there for sure. Well, meantime, Yale is just one of several colleges all across the country experiencing protests. In New York City, officers told a crowd outside NYU to clear out or face arrest. Several people were seen being placed into custody there. A student encampment swelled with hundreds of protesters joining them by the evening. Officers with the NYPD joined university police in clearing the area. And at Columbia University, in-person classes were canceled as pro-Palestinian protests continued there. Officers arrested dozens of people in the past week for refusing to leave campus. More than 100 student groups are joining forces to call for the university to divest financially from companies and institutions that they say profit from Israeli apartheid genocide and occupation in Palestine. Meantime, people who support Israel say that they are concerned about safety at Columbia. One professor criticized the university's response to the pro-Palestinian protests. Many stood in solidarity outside Columbia yesterday, calling out messages from these protests as anti-Semitism. Several students said they were called anti-Semitic slurs.
We are learning more about a house fire on Geneva Avenue in Wallingford last week. Police believe a young woman and a baby who were found dead after the fire, in fact, died before the fire started. Right now, investigators are not saying how 19-year-old Charisma Johnson and 9-month-old Kylan Vernado died. Police saying the third person who died, 24-year-old Justin Vernado, was arrested in late March on domestic violence charges. He was told to stay away from the home. Not clear why he was there that night. Police tell us the fire now a criminal investigation.
Oh, we now know more details about robberies at businesses all across the state early yesterday morning. In Cromwell, police say 3 people robbed the Alltown convenience store on West Street just after 3 in the morning. Police say the robbers verbally threatened the clerk and then stole items from the store. Now, it's believed the same individuals tried breaking into another gas station right down the street. Well, just a half hour later on Main Street in Glastonbury, officers responded to the Chestnut Mart. Police say burglars smashed through the front door and stole cigarettes there. There's no word on any potential suspects. And we're still working to find out if anything was stolen from the Snipes shoe store at the Capaco Plaza in Bloomfield. Police say a burglar or burglars smashed windows to get into the store. It's not clear if all 3 of these incidents could be connected.
Authorities in Naugatuck say they found illegal cannabis products in a convenience store. They believe the store was selling the products to kids. Investigators say they seized 13 pounds of cannabis, THC vapes, and edibles at 92 Convenience on Church Street. Officials say the store is not licensed to sell cannabis products. So far, police have not made any arrests.
And the Metropolitan District of Connecticut announced its schedule for collecting hazardous waste this year. So the group accepts items that you can't just throw into the trash or pour down the drain. Now, among these items, batteries, cleaning chemicals, paint, gasoline, and oil. Collections are held from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and are mostly on Saturdays. The first collection is this Saturday in Newington. Remember, this is only for people within the Metropolitan District. Those locations are on your screen right now.
All right, just about 10 past the hour, the Jewish holiday of Passover underway all around the world. Passover, of course, commemorating the biblical story of the Jewish people's escape from slavery back in ancient Egypt some 3,000 years ago. The first night involving an elaborate family meal. Of course, that's the Seder, and we spoke with the rabbi in Glastonbury about why it's important to keep traditions like these alive.
And it's meant to recreate and re-experience the travel out of slavery into freedom, out of bondage into complete liberation. And that's really the story of the Jewish people, all starting on Passover night. That even though we have haters and anti-Semites in every generation who rise up against the Jewish people, still we always overcome.
Let's celebrate the good here. Happy Passover to all who celebrate. Passover, of course, lasting 7 days. During that time, Jewish people practice strict dietary rules as part of a tradition that dates back centuries.